everyone, welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan,
And I'm Meg.
and today we're going to talk about Dr. Stone episode 29, Steam Gorilla.
This is season 2, episode 5, I believe. Hmm.
Sure, I don't
I
know.
think it is. I usually write it down and then I realize I didn't. But I know it is because of math. You did not write down the manga chapters?
Um, I can look them up real quick. So,
Okay,
keep
then I
talking.
will keep going. I'll talk really slow. The kingdom.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. That's painful, man. That's very
uh,
painful.
okay, anyway. In this episode, the Kingdom of Science builds a steam engine. They use it to set up a base closer to Sukusa's empire.
Yep, and this covers manga chapter 69, Steam Gorilla, and 70, Paper Shield.
Very straightforward titles.
Very fitting.
Yes.
That'd be cool if all the chapters were just named after the invention they make.
Yeah, they
I mean, a
honestly
lot of them
could.
are. A lot of them are,
Yeah,
but
they could do that. Um, yeah. We don't have anything extra to talk about at the beginning, so we can get into it. Yeah, the gang has made their steam engine, and now they're gonna step it up and make like a really big vehicle that they call the steam gorilla. Um, and I don't understand why they did this, but they just like started and let it cause havoc. Like nobody's driving, it's just like speeding ahead. And Senku and Gen are like, everybody get out of the way, that thing will kill you. Um, I don't know. In my head, I'm like, Senku must have like perfectly set it up so it would stop running before it ran into the trees. Like I
maybe there was just, I don't know. I don't know all the details of how it works, but maybe it just got away from them and no one was behind the wheel, obviously. So, yeah,
but it didn't
I don't
yeah,
know.
I didn't understand
I don't get it either.
what was happening, but
It ran out of
anyway.
steam eventually.
Yes, before it ran into the forest and was destroyed. Um Anyway, Magma is gonna take on the steam engine. He's like, "You can't beat me," and of course, it absolutely destroys him. And there's like a big like superhero thing where it's like smash all across the the screen. Then we get a little montage, I guess, of Chrome chilling in jail, and the snow is melting, so that means that they need to get a move on. And Gen is learning how to drive. Um, well, he already
Although,
knows. He's the only one that knows how to drive, and because he's the only one that
it's
had
the
his
only one who
license.
had a license, and Senku automatically deems him the one who should be in charge of maneuvering the vehicle.
Yes.
Poor Gen.
Um, and he's like driving on like a. Well, first of all, okay, I noticed so in the last episode they made a Senku 1, and now they have a Senku 2, and driving along a very bumpy road, and yeah, I felt bad for Gen in this moment,
His
but
brain's getting rattled around in his
yeah.
skull.
But Senku has a solution for that. He's gonna make their weaving bamboo to make tires. And then yes, they make their big steam gorilla.
Why did they
Um
put a gorilla head on the front? Like that took extra time to make. Unless that's just like the animators being goofy. But
was it in the
yeah, it was in the manga.
okay. I feel like sometimes Senku is kind of reminds me of Ed from Full Metal, where he was like, I can make all these cool things, but I'm gonna like put my own I'm gonna look cool doing it, like put my own
Okay,
cool
okay.
spin on it.
In the manga though, the gorilla head isn't as like 3D because the one in the anime kind of reminds me of the mermaids on sailor ships, on pirate
Yeah.
ships. But this one is sort of like oh yeah, if we put a little, I don't know what it's made out of, a little metal here, a little plaster there, we could make a design like a warhead kind of design. So it's a little, maybe not practical, but it's a little more believable there, I guess.
Yeah, here they like don't explain it in the anime. They're just like, okay, we have
Well,
this thing.
I mean, other people have said this too, but a lot of the science in Dr. Stone is explainable, but there are some things that they do just for that artistic flair, that little shonen kind of
Hmm.
magic. And it's like, why do they put a gorilla on their steam engine? Why can Suika just like suck herself in like a turtle to her helmet? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like when you're watching stuff, you gotta have be able to suspend some believability every once in a while. I
Yep.
think for the most part, this is pretty. The science is accurate. The doability is
Questionable.
yes. But it's okay. It's still the show, even if like sometimes the science isn't always like what's happening? Um, it's there's still other things about the show that are really good, so it's like, it's okay.
Hmm.
Um, anyway, so they made their steam gorilla, and the guys have a the moment where they're like, "Oh man, we're loving this vehicle. I don't know what it is, but I love it." And then Gen has a line which I I feel like doesn't fit him, but he was just like, "We guys love our mechs."
Yeah, because
I was like, "Yes, again."
yeah, the girls are like, well, I mean, some girls are gearheads, so like they will like cars,
Yeah.
but Kohaku just takes note of like, yeah, it's cool. We think it's cool, but the boys are like fired up, and she's like, why is that?
Yeah. I have one friend who really likes cars, and she's like, "Oh, there's that car and that car and that car." And I'm
That's what
like,
my sister is like. She can name
I
like make, model, year,
Yeah.
whatever.
And I'm like, I barely know my own car.
I wish I knew more about cars. I
Uh,
wish I could be more of a gearhead. I am fascinated by them, but there's only so much space in my brain for all the knowledge that I have to cram in
yeah.
there for other things, so I don't feel too bad about not knowing.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. I mean, there's a part of me would that wishes I knew more about it. So then like when you go to the mechanic and they explain things and I'm like, "Yes, I totally understand what you're saying." But that is not the case and I'm too lazy to learn. Yes. Anyway, and then like there's the little scene with Senku and well, it starts with Kasuki where he's like, "Oh, Chrome is missing out on all this cool stuff," and um Senku is like, "Yes, he is." It's so sad for him.
Yeah, I don't know why they said this, but both in the manga and the anime, Senku said, "It's so sad all of America is crying." I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
Is there is there some kind of some like joke about America that we're not aware of?
Do we cry easily?
Let me see.
We like sob stories?
I'm gonna go give it a quick Google.
Because if he said like all of Japan is crying and they changed it for the dub, that would be one thing. But it's the same
Yeah.
in the manga, so I know that's the original line.
Okay, there's a on Reddit then in the Dr. Stone, what would it be? Subreddit technically. Um so this this person asked what does it mean? And somebody said it's a line that's used to convey how amazingly good slash sad something is.
Okay.
So I think he's saying wait, was it in reference to Chrome missing out?
Yeah, yeah.
So he must have been saying how sad it is that he's missing out. Okay, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so it's time to head out to their base that's going to be closer to the Tsukasa Empire. And originally like the whole village is going to go with them and Senku is like, okay, pack up all the science gear and everybody who can't walk get in the steam gorilla. But then all the elderly folks come up and they're like, we're gonna stay behind. You don't need us slowing you down, and we'll be fine without
And
like,
some of the kids decide to stay behind too. Not all, but I think the really
yeah,
little ones.
yeah. So they decide to stay behind, and Senku's like, all right. Actually,
Well,
it was
it
sweet.
was,
Like,
yeah, it was a
uh,
little more reluctance because I think Kohaku said this, but she's like, the village is not going to be defended. We have all of our warriors going to the
mm-hmm,
Tsukasa Empire. You guys could get hurt. You guys are going to be in danger. And the old folks are like, you're going to beat them, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. Also, Senku's not there, so are they gonna care if it's just like a bunch of? Although I was thinking like, well, if they did come upon the village, they actually might
They're a bunch of
kill them
old
because they're all
folks.
yeah
They'd spare the children and just
yeah
although these are old folks from the Stone Age,
yeah
so Sukasa might see them and be like, ah, yes, you are not corrupted by the old ways of the world.
mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah,
But Tsukasa's little cronies might not feel the same way.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't too concerned about them. Like, oh, they'll be
Yeah,
fine.
honestly, it's probably safer in the long run for them to
Yeah.
stay.
Mm-hmm. Um, and yeah, so they all head out, and the steam gorilla isn't quite as powerful as one might think. They have to like push it up the hill, and it's really difficult because it's a huge car and it's filled with stuff. And while they're doing that, Senku has an idea, and I just wrote here, cue evil laugh. Honestly, I think this is one of his more evil laughs. Like it's
Unhinged.
very unhinged.
I love the
Um,
face he made too.
yeah. Also, it sounds nothing like Aaron Dismuke's actual laugh, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, his actual laugh is actually not, it's not unhinged, believe it or
No,
not.
no, it is not.
Pretty normal.
Uh, yes, so Senku's evil idea was to modify the steam gorilla. Well, first we get this like quick little scene of Kohaku's like trying to figure out where Chrome is, and they're like using, I think they must have brought the telescope with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but then while she's trying to find Chrome, she sees Suika like sneaking off to go spy. And so Suika goes and finds where Chrome is being held. And Chrome spots her, and he's like, "All right, my buddies are here. I can just sit tight and wait." But anyway, back to the modifying their steam gorilla. They're gonna make paper.
Yes.
Um,
This is okay, this part might not make sense unless you read the manga. I think they did a very good job of adapting it in the dub. But sometimes with Japanese words, when you're watching in sub, there are words in Japanese that sound like each other. So there are some jokes or nods that are made concerning that. And in English, they wouldn't translate as well. But in this case, Ruri and Ginro both mispronounce paper. Uh, Ginro pronounces it paper, and Ruri says pape hair. And you can see like Ruri's tugging on her hair, and Ginro's doing like prayer hands, or like he has like a halo or something over his head. I don't know. But in the manga, it's explained that the Japanese word for paper, kami, can also mean hair or god, depending on the kanji, which is why Ruri thinks Senku's talking about hair and Ginro thinks he's talking about god. So they actually did a very good job, like adapting that.
mhm. Yeah, that's very clever.
Yeah.
So I was saying, yes, they're making paper and they're using grass, and then I actually don't remember. I didn't
Remember
write it
that he
down.
said to use hydrogen
Oh, yes.
chlor
Sodium
sodium hydroxide.
hydroxide.
Sodium hydroxide,
Yes,
that's it.
but yeah. Or
But
but then
then
he
if
also
you're making at home to use what, baking
baking
soda
soda, I think,
and
or
yeah, baking
something
soda
else.
or bleach? Was it? No.
Yes. Yeah,
Bleach?
I think that's right.
Manga, help me.
Yeah, the little Mecha Senku came up
Yes.
and was like, don't dude, don't make it with sodium hydroxide. Use baking soda or
Yes.
I think
Okay.
bleach was right.
Boil it down in sodium hydroxide. My name is Mecha Senku. Should you attempt this at home, simply use baking soda and bleach.
And bleach?
And
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. Um, yeah, so they make paper and then they're like paste their Senku like p paints something on it and they're all like this isn't gonna be strong enough to act as a shield and Senku's like yes it is and even Kinro is doubting him. So then they have a fight. Kinro versus Senku. Um and the shield wins. Kinro like stabs the shield and
Breaks the tip of the
um
spear.
yeah, totally yeah, destroys the spear. And I would say Senku wins, but Senku was like so shaken up because he still like took the full force of Kinro's hit. Just the shield didn't break, and so he's like just shaking. He can like barely speak. Uh but then Gen is like, "Oh, that's not that you didn't just paint it, you put something else on it." And Senku's like, yes, molten plastic, which is carbon fiber, which
Yeah,
is
so he painted, put another layer of paper, painted, put so you keep stacking layers and you get a really strong shield from it.
that's also very lightweight, so it
Yeah.
won't weigh down their car. And so they finish making their armored car, and the episode, I guess, ends with everybody kind of planning their next move. The Kingdom of Science is planning on they're gonna like we're gonna storm the base. But we can only use our car one time to surprise them, so we gotta plan right. And Tsukasa, we see Tsukasa, he is also already anticipating that Senku has made a car. So we see that he's like made pits like filled with spears that are in front of Chrome's um jail cell.
Yeah,
And
like hidden
so
hidden traps.
yep. Yep. And so is them storming the base won't work so well. And Chrome sees this and he's like, I've gotta escape. I can't sit around and wait for them to come rescue me.
Yeah. Interesting to note, in the manga and the anime, he berates himself for wanting someone to save him. It's like, what? I'm waiting for mommy and daddy to save me? And I was like, yeah, dude, where are your parents? You're like
Hmm.
16, almost 17. Where are your parents?
Yeah, we like never see them. I'm kind of thinking they're dead.
I'm thinking that too. Though, I mean, like, everyone in the village, you could say this of everyone, kind of resembles each other in some way or another. But like with Ruri and Kohaku, it's pretty obvious that they're siblings. So I have seen some people in the village who kind of look similar to Chrome, and I'm like, oh, siblings? Parents? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that they like never like talk about that. Like, I mean, we say do like we know that Kinro and Ginro are brothers and Kohaku and Ruri are sisters. Uh, a small village, family it must be super important, I would imagine. So it's just interesting that they don't mention it more often.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, that's the end of the show, but we got some more manga extras. So we have a Mecha Senku Q&A. Says, so many of the Tsukasa Empire warriors have the same type of weird hairstyle. Was that their style before they were petrified? And Senku says, there are no barbers or scissors in the stone world, so hair must be either torn out or hacked away with hacked away with shards of obsidian. Either process is highly annoying, but letting one's hair grow out will only hinder one in battle. That's why these individuals either shave it all off or tie it back in little bundles. Senku doesn't seem to have that problem, but then again, his hair goes straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, you should make scissors.
Yeah, I'm sure he does off screen at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and something fun we can do together is at the end of this volume, there's the Stone Wars loom ahead. Take this quiz to find out what type of fighter you are. So I'll give you the options and we'll see how it goes. So start. Which kingdom of science food seems yummier, ramen or cotton candy?
Cotton candy.
Okay, I'm gonna go with ramen. So you chose cotton candy, so your next question is, which is your preferred weapon, bow and arrow or katana?
Oh, you're making me choose? Oh, that's a really hard question. I'm gonna go bow and arrow.
Nice. Okay, my next question, because I chose ramen, was who would you want to date, Ruri or Kohaku? Um, hey. I'm just gonna say Kohaku, and we're gonna get the same next question.
Okay.
Who would you free from stone first, a farmer or a chef?
Farmer.
Okay, I'm gonna say chef. So you said farmer, so you have five treasures to split with a friend. Give my friend three or take three for myself.
Hmm. And I need way more information to answer that question. Um, but I'm saying take three for myself.
Okay, that brings you and I to the same question. If you were Homura, would you have noticed the glowing light? Yes or no?
The glowing light.
On
What
her
do you?
fingers when Senku put the dust on
Oh.
her.
Um. Yes.
Okay, I think I would have too, because that's kind of cool and
Yeah.
distinct. Okay. All right. What would you leave for your descendants on a record? A message or information?
Hmm. If we're talking Stone World, then I would say information.
Okay, I've got your answer. I'm gonna say a message because if I were like Byakuya and knew a family member would be finding it, I would want to leave something for them. So my next question is, which science item would you prefer, a car or a cell phone? I would probably say a car so I could get places. So, your answer puts you as a commander. Your smarts and cool head make you suited to a leadership position, so you get Senku and Chrome on your team. I got Battle Ace. Your mobility and judgment make you a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Kohaku and Kinro.
Ooh, both are good.
Yes, and
Good. Uh.
based on other answers you could have had, you could be a strategist, which would be your tricky scheming ways let you concoct plans to befuddle the enemy, which is Gen and Ginro. And then the last one is Berserker. You fear no foe, and that bravery inspires you to dash headfirst into battle. Taiju and Magma.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, and there were more questions, but if you want to do it for yourself, find the manga or find online if somebody copied the quiz down. All
Okay.
right. And then we get to introduce another voice actor. So we finally get to the last astronaut. I didn't forget about him. It's Yakov Nikitin, who is the husband in the husband-wife team. He's played by Mike Pollock, who is Dr. Eggman in the Sonic franchise, and he has also been in Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically, he might be the voice of your childhood. And Yakov is the Russian equivalent to Jacob, and it means he who supplants.
Interesting. And then Senku said, "Get excited one time." Yes, actually, do you want to say this because you
Oh
were
yeah,
excited about it?
yeah. So hopefully when we do our next monthly science experiment, we're gonna try to make paper because like they said how to do it at home, and I really want to draw a manga page on paper I made myself. I thought that'd be so cool.
It would be cool. Did you already collect your grass?
No, but I am going to do that tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually no, there's not any snow on the ground, is there?
Not anymore, no.
Okay. Yeah. Just some extra stuff that we wanted to talk about is the Epic the Musical, the next saga came out, the Vengeance Saga. and it is so good. If you haven't listened to the musical, definitely check it out. It's just so fun. It's like a one guy, and then I think like a he's got a team of friends and stuff who have made this whole musical based on Odysseus, and
Yep. And Gen's in
it's
it. We've mentioned this
yes,
before.
yes, he is. Um, not in this saga though, but in
No,
the last one.
unfortunately.
And there's only one more saga to go. I know I'm so I'm super excited, but also really sad. And this last saga came out
Halloween.
on Halloween, and I think one of the other ones came out on July 4th.
Mm,
And then I know also last year one came out on Christmas, so I'm wondering if the last saga will come out on Christmas again, which would
yeah.
be awesome. Um,
Best present ever.
yes. Uh, and then oh yeah, what was your favorite song?
The next one with Hermes in it. Dangerous. I don't know. It's got like
Yeah.
that 80s vibe to it, or like early 90s.
Yeah, I did like that one. Um, but okay, I saw on Instagram the guy who plays him. Um, he like had a poll and you could vote like if you liked Wouldn't You Like or Dangerous better. And everybody was voting Dangerous, and I was
I
like,
don't know.
I do really like it, but I
I feel
think
like
would
they go hand in hand. I can't
yeah.
choose.
Ooh, okay. No, I just for the laugh
Oh,
in
for the
Wouldn't You
laugh.
like
Wouldn't you like that? That was an
yeah.
unhinged. The reason Hermes is my favorite to listen to is because he's like crazy.
Yes, it's awesome. Honestly, I feel like he's always crazy, like every iteration I've seen of him, but this might be the craziest.
Oh yeah, I'm here for
Um,
it.
yes.
I've been reading the Odyssey and I just got to the part where Hermes is in it, and I'm like, yeah, let's see what you
Awesome.
do.
Yeah, so anyway, oh yes, wait, my my favorite song is Not Sorry for Loving You.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, I really like that one. Also, okay, book club. Right now we're reading the Selection series, which we have both read before. Um, but we're loving it. It's honestly, I kind of like that we're reading it right after the Hunger Games because it's also dystopian, but like so different.
Fairy tale
Um,
dystopian almost.
yeah, yeah, but there's still like our similarities to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm very enjoying reading it. We both really love Maxon, so
Yeah.
he's the best boy.
Sweet little bean.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we will keep sharing about that. But that's all we've got. So, what was your favorite line of the episode?
Mine came from Senku. We don't have time to be getting all sentimental and crap, because we got a job to do. What about
Hmm.
you, Meg?
Mine also came from Senku, and it was also stop. It was also when they were getting ready to head out, and he's like, "Time to get going. Load up the science gear and all the old parts. Who can't walk that far?"
The way he just said that, like, so snappy. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, they're
he's just
standing
like
right there. He can be so bratty sometimes.
he can. No, remember when he met Koski for this first time? Like
Like,
total
who's
just
this old fart?
yeah. I think I actually like I can't remember if I said this before, but I definitely have like incorporated that into my speech. I don't ever call anybody that, but sometimes I feel like every stop laughing.
Sorry.
Every once in a while I call myself that when I'm like feeling old.
You're 24.
Yes, but you know those days you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I slept on my neck round." Oh, I'm getting so old. Not actually though.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Uh,
okay. Um, what did what did we learn this episode?
two things. One, sometimes you can't wait for others before taking action. And then the second thing was a rush job leads to less than ideal results.
Yes. And then who pushed story forward?
Senku for reinventing paper. All right, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.